Now I'm going to show you how to pre-cut the tape and apply it to the patient. What I've got below is a standard roll of K-tape, and on the back we've actually got the squares. So what I'm going to do is prepare an eye strip for my patient, and to cut is very simple. So I'm going to choose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares. Throughout the video, most of the standard eye strips will be 5 squares. The ends are square, and what I need to do is round the ends, because when you tape the clothes on and off, then if you've got an edge, then that will actually lift. So if you just round off the ends, and then that's going to be what I'd call a standard eye strip. If you've got a patient who's 6'9", then we might need to use another square or even another square. If you buy pre-cut tape, it's okay for a standard sized patient. Yeah, but in reality, if you're very short or very tall, then you need to pre-cut it for them individually. So that would be a standard eye strip. If I do a smaller eye strip, then it's either going to be a 3 square, like so. So that would be a standard small eye strip, and again I would just literally just round the ends. But you might also notice in the video that the eye square, the smaller one, is a little bit smaller. And what I do with that one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I prepare a 5 standard eye strip, and if I fold it in half and then literally just round as I cut, then that would give me 2 2.5 eye strip, and I'll just round the ends. So in the video we either use a 2.5 eye strip or we use a 3 square eye strip. I've also prepared in the video a Y strip. So to do a Y strip, what I'm going to do is cut 5 squares again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and round the ends. You can see we can do it quite quick. And then what we do then, you can either use the line on the posterior part of the tape, or just using your vision, just cut down the center of the tape. And when you cut down to the first square. So I'm literally cutting down to the first square. And then the ends, the fingers or the leg, you can literally just round them off. So that would be a Y strip that's been pre-cut, and I've rounded off the ends. So we've got an eye strip, a smaller eye strip, a Y strip, and now I'm going to prepare a fan, which is for the edema on an ankle or the shoulder or the knee. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to show you on a 4. If you've got a larger area like a knee, you might want to use a 5 square, or if you've got a large hematoma on the quad, then you might want to use a 6 square. So again, around the ends. And then we need to cut. We can either cut 4 fingers or 5 fingers, and again we can use the back and follow the lines, or if you roughly know the size, you can cut down the center down to the first square, and then repeat that. That's 2. It's important that you've got a good set of scissors to do this with. And the last one. And that would be 5 fingers cut, and I can also round the ends of each one as well. So again, it's not going to lift when I apply it to the actual body. So that's the main aspects of the tape we're going to be using. To apply, so I'm going to show you an example now on the model's forearm. So if I apply tape, let's say for instance we've got a pain on the extensor area of the forearm. In kinesiology taping, what we need to do is preload the tissue. So we do that by flexing the wrist. So we actually put in the extensor muscle onto a stretch position. If I extended the elbow, then we are going to preload the whole of that area. So that'll be phase 1, is to preload the tissue. And then we're going to use a standard eye strip. So we're going to apply the tape directly over the arm. There is a talk that when we apply the tape, we can go from the origin to the insertion, or we can go from the insertion towards the origin. So for instance, if I've got a tennis elbow pain and I've strained it, if I've got a strain on the extensor or pain around the elbow, then if I go from the insertion towards its origin, then I can cause the inhibition effect. And then if I cause the tape to go from the origin towards the insertion, then that would be to stimulate the muscle. So the insertion towards origin, you're going to offload, causing inhibition. And if you go from origin towards the insertion, that's going to cause a facilitation. So if you've got a weak muscle, you might want to apply it in that way to cause a facilitation. So let's apply the tape. So we're going to preload in this position there. So if I turn the tape over, to rip the tape is quite easy. Rather than trying to peel it from an end, the first part you're going to rip the tape like so and just peel it off. Try not to touch this too often, as oil and cream are going to contact the adhesion and it's going to make it less adhesive onto the body. Onto this area of the skin, it does contact the hair and it's fine to do that, so there's no need to shave like standard athletic taping. Just make sure that the area is free from any oil or any creams, and if you've been sweating, you need to cleanse the skin before the tape application. So let's just preload that area, and we're going to apply the tape onto this part of the forearm. The first part, there's no stretch, so literally just lay that down. Pull the tape so it breaks the back in, peel that back, and then little to no stretch. Most of kinesiology taping is we don't apply much stretch to the application of the tape, so we rely on the stretch coming from the tissue. Apply a little bit of stretch or little to no stretch down, and then the last end, there's no stretch. So just literally mold that part out, like so. And then with a smaller eye strip, what we need to do for the last one, if we have pain in this area, we can use a smaller eye strip to cause a decompression. This is also known as the pain relieving strip. So when we split this tape, if we split it from the center, like so, and peel one end back and peel the other end back, then we can apply a stretch. So this would be 100% stretch, this would be 50, and that would be 25% stretch. When we tend to do a decompression, we tend to go between 75 and 100% stretch. Throughout the video, I will be teaching you different aspects of the stretch on the tape, and I'll explain them as we go through the video. So for this demonstration, so if you apply 100% stretch and back off to about 75 and directly cross the area of pain, if you bring the arm down, yeah, and then the end there's no stretch, and you can literally feed it out and then feed that bit out, and then using the back of the tape, because the glue is heat activated, we can use a bit of friction on the back of the tape, and that will just make the tape a bit more sticky to the body, and we can leave that on for between 3 and 5 days. And that's how we apply kinesiology tape.
More instructional videos by John Gibbons can be viewed on his YouTube channel, and visit the Bodymaster website for further information about the Bodymaster method. Here you will also find information about courses John runs and books he's written, which are available to purchase through Amazon.